Baba Ibrahim, Managing Director at Mainstreet Bank Securities, is standing by to give us some perspective on that market today. Baba, I think the big news from today, really beyond the fact that the market came down, what the volumes. We've seen only 1.5 billion naira worth of trades. And can you just explain to us what is going on? We're beginning to see a little reticence from some investors these days.
Yeah, Wole, good day to you. Quite frankly, these are not entirely good times for the market, even though it's not really surprising because obviously we expect that profit takers will begin to come into the market to nick in one or two gains here and there. And don't forget the fact that we are quite approaching another end of the year, you know. Fund managers as well as portfolio managers will begin to take stock of what's in their kitty, you know. But I think that there's really no cause for worry. Like I keep saying, the fundamentals are key and they're strong, you know. Only yesterday we have two of the key stocks, being added to the market making basket, 7up as well as UAC property.
How well did those two stocks in particular do? I think it's always good to put the focus on them whenever they include them into the basket.
Yeah, 7up has been trading flat for a very long time. Don't forget the fact that 7up do not really have very huge outstanding. As such, the quantity that is available for trading is quite limited. And of course, it's just there trading flat. But only today, they released their Q3 result, and then the Q3 result equally is not a cherry one. PAT dropping from 1 billion plus to less than about 13 million. I think that's not quite cheerful, but let's see how it pans out as we go down the incoming week. But for USC properties, I think USC properties still was close to doing maximum. Then of course, profit takers came in and they dropped it quite low. But except for other issues, I think the market is a little bit down. As we speak today, Wole.
Earlier on, you mentioned some year-end effects, and what can we expect over the next few weeks? We'll wrap up the year in about 8 weeks or so, and we know that the last 2 weeks we'll probably see very little activity. So where do you see this market ending the year at this rate? It's up about 28% now. Your thoughts on where it can go from here?
Yeah. I do not think the market is going to drop substantially, moving down, the remaining 2 months of the year. I see most of the stock going to rally around, its current pricing, preparing to when we're going to be, seeing their full year result. I think that, from next week, you'll begin to see some stocks that are trading, below intrinsic value. Stocks like Diamond Bank, UBA will begin to each up, to where they should be. Don't forget the fact that their result is quite good, and on a relative scale, I think there are no cause for worry. We're on a normal scale. From time to time, you're going to see profit takers coming to the market, and in between, I think it's time for you to just take position and lock into some of these stocks that are trading at a discount. I think there are really no cause for worry, Wole, as we speak.
All right, let's take a more short-term view now. Going into next week, what do you expect in this market?
Yeah, quite frankly, I see the bull coming back to the market next week. I see the losses that has been sustained over the past 3-4 working days begin to wane off. Stocks like UBA should trade well over 550. Diamond should begin to each up for that hop. I think Zenith Bank, First Bank, GTB will probably trade flat. PZ is a stock to look out for. Transcorp is likely going to inch up further as we speak, down the incoming weeks. I think basically the trajectory for the next week, to my mind, looks good. People are coming into the market to take position because most of them are really a bit down. First Bank traded a little bit down like today. A couple of other stocks too. I think there are opportunities for short-time, players to come in to nick in 1 or 2 gains here and there, down the line.
You mentioned quite a number of companies there, but let's be more specific. We're talking about buying into the dips as the market continues to correct a little bit. We're seeing profit taking. Which stocks do you think people should keep their eyes on right now going into next week?
Transcorp is going to hit the market well. Transcorp, as we speak, closed at 1 naira today. Transcorp should hit well over 130, 140, 150 down the incoming week. PZ their result is quite good. Trading I think about 26 naira. That's a discount. That stock is going to hit the market well. It's probably going to hit 30, 31, 32, 33. Diamond is a cracker. Went well over close to 5 down the line. As we speak, it's doing 4, 12, 4, 15, around. It's going to go up, no doubt about that. UBA, put your eyes on UBA. UBA is going to go up.
What about your thoughts on trading volatility? I mean, clearly we've seen even the last 2 weeks. We know the market has come down a little bit, recovered a bit sometime this week, and now coming down again. Your thoughts on how to play that as a trader? I see some small caps, for instance, showing significant liquidity, the likes of ICO, for instance.
Yeah. ICO closed maximum today at 69 cover. ICO is a market-making stock. ICO has a good brand. ICO has good show in terms of fundamentals, and I think I see ICO moving up further down. ICO traded well above, getting about 89 cover as we speak for like a week, 2 weeks down the line. Small cap stock, but potential to grow. Same goes for Continental Insurance. That's a good stock. That's a good brand. That's where you should put your money into. Custodian and Ally result was not so fantastic, but they're a niche player in that sector. Expect that you're going to see rally in that stock. All in all, I think there's really no cause for worry. We're on a normal steam. Profit takers will come in between, market upward trajectory, and in between those movements, you're going to see sharpshooter coming in, waiting for where it's going to bottom out, and they lock in and waiting for when it's going to start rising, and then they take profit. I think really it's for those that really knows how to watch the cycle, looking at the fundamentals, looking at the trajectory of the stocks, looking at their history, and you can go wrong, Wole.
Let's review the market making initiative. Of course, we have 30 companies now in that program. Just assess for us, in your view, the liquidity of these companies at this stage, because that's the whole point of market making. And we just added 7 up to the basket, for instance. Maybe you can start with that. Your thoughts on the tradability of these stocks?
No, and for 7up, I think that until we're going to see some fundamental restructuring in the share structure of 7up, you'll most likely will not see fundamental movement in 7up, because 7up has an outstanding of well over 600 million down the line, and good chunk of this is actually held by directors and not tradable stocks. You just see less than probably 10% tradable stocks. So in between, it's not likely that you're going to see substantial movement in 7up. But for UAC properties, I think that they're a niche player. I expect that they are really going to rally up. Don't forget the fact that UAC player moves in tandem with UAC. UAC, as we speak, is nearing 40 naira. I see UACN, given their track record, fundamentals, what they have to offer, they probably will go to move well over 17, 18 naira down the week. All of the market making stocks have not been doing so bad. First Bank has moved well over from well over 9 naira to closing at 15.87 today. I think that's a fundamental movement. Key one. One other stock you have to look at too is Dangote Sugar. Dangote Sugar is a cracker. Result is very key, very strong fundamental results, and they're a key player in the sector. They actually control, well over 70% of the sugar business in West Africa.
Right.
They're a key supplier of sugar in the West Coast. And number one second in Africa. I think that stock, you have to put your eye on that stock as well, Wole.
Okay, thank you so much for that comprehensive wrap, and we look forward to speaking to you. Hopefully, it's been a good trading week for you, and clearly you are quite bullish on the market. Baba Ibrahim, Managing Director, Mainstreet Bank Securities.